Hey guys, it's Chris, and I am back with another hot takes from Fat Liberation on TikTok, the place where all sanity and common sense goes to unalive itself in a pitiful, painful fashion. The last fat acceptance video I did was actually a reaction to just one video from Fat Fab Feminist. I don't know if she'll be in this one. I'm going to go through this tag and we'll do maybe 3 or 4 videos. We'll see how bad I rant and how long I rant about each one. If there's any music or anything that might be copyrighted, I'm going to skip it and try to avoid getting struck from YouTube. You know how it is on YouTube. That being said, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Chris. I am a former paramedic with a lot of medical background. I've also studied just in general biology, physiology, diet, nutrition, all that stuff on my own. This is a passion of mine. I've been both thin and fit and overweight. I've studied a lot of different diets. I've done a lot of different diets. So I try to come at my videos from an educational and informative standpoint, but mainly an entertaining one. I give true and honest opinions. I don't always sugarcoat things. If you don't like hearing hard truths, if you only want woke, snowflake butt padding, this is probably not the channel for you. And I respect that. If you do like my videos, definitely like and subscribe for more. I'm going to be putting all kinds of stuff out. I'm learning how to edit, people. Imagine that. I'm not going to need my 10-year-old to help do it for me anymore. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I've gotten a lot of viewers lately and subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. It's unbelievable. That being said, I do like to talk. I do like to blab. I am very sorry if that's not your bag. Let's get into this and see what we have today. I'm also working on Learn Tarot with Me series. If you're interested in that, that's geared towards beginners, and they're just very little short, concise videos to learn all the cards. That's going to be a lot of work. And if you hear my dog in the background being a little stinker, he's in a bad mood. I do apologize. He's 7 pounds of attitude right now. And I am also working on another couple what I eat in a day calorie count videos. So, that being said, let's get into it.
Skinny is not.
Oh, also have to give the disclaimer real quick. Even though I do have a medical background, anything I say is not medical advice. I'm not a licensed doctor or anything like that. If anything I say resonates with you, always check with a medical professional in your area if you think anything might be going on. Okay, boom, there, covered my butt. Let's get into it.
Skinny is not synonyms of healthy.
No, and that's what I think, like, the fat acceptance people, they always just say, oh, skinny doesn't equal healthy, so you can't say fat equals unhealthy. Well, no, skinny does not always equal healthy. I mean, obviously, people could have some sort of a wasting disease. People that are skinny may not necessarily eat too much, but they can still have diabolical diets. There's skinny people I've known that just absolutely eat the worst crap, and they still have all the problems that obese people have. So no, I do agree with them that skinny does not equal healthy. It may look better, if and that's an opinion you're allowed to have, but it does not equal healthy.
I am 26 and fat is not synonymous of unhealthy.
Okay, this is where you're gonna like me, not like me. Yes, it is. It's synonymous with unhealthy. Now, if you guys, if you are like 10, 15, 20 pounds overweight, I'll even give you like up to 25 pounds overweight, okay, maybe 30. You're not necessarily that unhealthy, okay? You could have some bad habits that you might need to work on, or maybe you're just a little too sedentary, snack a little too much, maybe you're on some medications or something. But once you're 40 and definitely 50 plus pounds or more overweight, you're not healthy. Even if you have, I don't care if you have excellent blood work, your doctor checks the main things, the blood pressure, all that. But you're not looking at some of the deeper things, like, if you have fatty liver, your liver enzymes, your inflammatory markers, your coronary artery scans, things like that. You're not healthy. Even if those things are all good, once you get to a certain size, your joints are bearing too much weight. You have inflammatory processes going on in your body. You're suffering from insulin spikes, probably hyperinsulinemia. From because people who eat too, that's why I'm like a low carb person, because even guys, if you eat good carbs, like whole carbs, it still converts the sugar in your body, and it's still, they sugar is inflammatory in any form, so you're still getting those inflammatory markers and in your body you're getting those insulin spikes, the blood sugar spikes. And all of these people that are extremely overweight, even if they're vegan, vegan doesn't equal healthy, they eat atrociously. They eat constantly a lot of the time. All of them, they're munching, snacking, drinking a lot of sugar. um, they never give their insulin and blood sugar time to like go down or anything like that. Just because you are skinny does not mean you're healthy. But if you are obese, you are definitely unhealthy, because your blood work and everything is good until it's not. You feel okay until you don't, and that's just a fact.
I'm
Now, this girl is overweight. I don't know. She might be class 1 obese. I don't know her height. But she could easily lose 25 pounds, 30 pounds, and be much healthier and have a decent shape.
26 and I exercise daily.
You may exercise daily, but you're still eating too much or drinking too much sugar. You are still consuming too many calories. They think that just, oh, I exercise every day and I run 1,000 miles a week and all this and that. That does not mean you're healthy. In fact, that means you're worse than a sedentary person, because if you are still maintaining an enormous girth while you are supposedly exercising that much, then you are absolutely gluttoning too much on food. And I hate to be the meanie and bring you out of the woods with that, but you just are. Even if it's healthy food, you can still overeat on healthy food, guys, and it's easy to do.
I have normal blood pressure and cholesterol.
Guess what? That doesn't matter. I don't give a rat's you know what about your blood pressure, about your cholesterol, because like I said earlier, it's good until it's not.
Who
And I took care of people. I saw, you know, people having heart attacks in the back of my ambulance. They were having a heart attack, but their blood pressure, they said, oh, my stuff was always good. I don't know where this came from. You know what I mean? And oh, maybe their blood pressure was still within a normal range while they were having a heart attack. Maybe they don't have high cholesterol and they're still having a heart attack. You know what I mean? I don't care about that stuff.
knew, right? Skinny is not.
Okay, so that is true. And this girl definitely works out. That one right there. Okay, let's see. My let's see. Who do we want to talk about? I might make separate videos on Hannah and stuff like that. Um let's do this one.
Friendly reminder that you do not need to lose weight.
This is another one of my least favorite people. A skinny woman encouraging obese women to stay obese and unhealthy. To me, isn't that, guys, that is just the most evil of all the evils in the fat acceptance, are the skinny ones who know they are not practicing what they preach to these fat women. And then, especially, they're usually selling some type of book or service to them and making money off of these impressionable people.
To do anything that you want to do in life. Sometimes
Actually, that's not true. Your weight can definitely affect what you want to do. You can't ride certain rides, you can't bungee jump, you can't wear certain clothes, you might not be able to get a relationship that you want, you might not be able to do a physical job that you'd like to do. It is very hindering.
My friends will hit me up and like want to go try new restaurants, especially in the summer months, so we can just go chill on a patio,
Which is fun. Yeah, I like that.
have some drinks. And I always have to Google the establishments and look at their seating just to make sure that it will actually accommodate me.
I'm sorry, but how big do you have to be that you actually have to Google restaurants before you go to make sure that you can fit into one of their seats? I mean, I know some of the booths and stuff at restaurants can be a little tight, but they usually have chairs and tables like that pull out and stuff. I mean, how big do you have to be that this is a problem for you? And you don't see it as a problem. You see it as a problem with the restaurants and not you. I mean, get girl, as Alan Roberts says, get there faster. Wake the hell up. It's the food. And like this
And
girl does not look
most of
healthy.
the
Like if you look at the
time it
look at the deep dark circles and discoloration under her eyes and around her eyes. That's very reminiscent of like poor sleep, possibly some type of obesity hypoventilation syndrome where she's not breathing in, getting enough oxygen, sleep apnea, possibly I can't really see her neck or anything. That may be the starting signs of acanthosis nigricans, which is a sign of prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. She just does not, I'm not saying she's ugly or anything, but she doesn't look healthy.
doesn't, especially booths and the patio
Boots are tight for most people. I mean, it is what it is.
chairs with like the little sidearm things. Last weekend, I actually went swimming with my sister and her kids, and my nephew kept asking me, like, Auntie, won't you go on the slide with me? And I had to explain to him that they weren't going to let me go on the slide because of my weight.
Because heaven forbid there be a safety standard, right? I mean, I don't want to hear it. Like there was just that big story recently, well, a couple months ago, about that father who was ticked off because they weighed his daughter. His 13-year-old was 260 pounds or something, too big to go on a water slide, and they weighed her and they wouldn't let her on, and she was embarrassed. Oh, but he wasn't mad that his 13-year-old daughter, he allowed her to get to be a morbidly obese, and he was obese too. There is safety standards. Like you could go on the ride and get stuck, or you could damage the integrity of the support structure and then wear it down, and then it could break when somebody else goes down it. Like this is not just like a fat phobia. Ooh, they hate fat people. They're so mean to us. Boo hoo hoo. No, it's like safety. There are realistic issues. Like they say, oh, the world's not made for. But you know what? The world like caters to the average, and everybody in America are so fat anyways now that things are getting bigger and more accommodating. So if you're outgrowing that stuff, take a look at your life. Take a look at your decisions. You know what I mean? Like, these people would rather be lazy with their heads stuck in the sand than just do the hard work. They love being lazy. I'm sorry, most of it is laziness. And they love the bad food and eating huge amounts just more than they like the thought of getting the results of changing it. You know what I mean? And that's like, in a way, it's sad because a lot of these people have been taught bad habits from childhood. They were raised with bad food and overeating and crap like that. And they don't know how much better they could feel if they actually lost weight. Like, they don't know that they feel as bad as they do because it's a norm for them. And I feel bad for people in that sense. But if you want to change, if you want to help yourself, if you're trying to do better, I got all the respect in the world for you. I have all the support in the world for you. It's these people that just sit there and cry about it and go, change for me. I'm special. No, you're not. I hate to bring you out of the woods.
Today, a TikTok creator actually unlocked a new fear for me, which is the idea of like if I was ever flying and traveling for like a vacation or something and I were to lose my luggage, that I'd be totally fucked because most places, like
Sorry about the
99% of
language.
places, don't carry any.
Again, look at this. Like, you can go to Walmart or a lot of regular store, big box stores. They carry sizes like up to 2, 3, 4, 5X now. So if you are terrified that if your luggage is lost, you will not be able to wear anything except the sheet off the hotel bed. What? Like, how does that not tell you, God, I need to change? That means you are humongous. I'm not trying to be mean, but if you cannot go to a Walmart and find anything in a size that fits you, you are huge. Because, like I said, more and more places are catering to big people. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you don't deserve clothes and things like that. But what the hell? It's not like the olden days where like a size large was a rarity and an XL you were like the circus freak. No, it's like common. Most to see people wearing 2 or 3 or 4 X's now. I can't believe this.
Anything large enough to fit me. So I'd just be like wearing the same outfit for the entirety of my trip. I've been denied medical care and procedures before because of my weight.
And I'm going to tell you, as a medical care provider, it's for safety. It's for safety. It's to maintain the integrity of the equipment for other patients. It is to not expose you to unnecessary procedures that aren't necessarily going to work or be effective because of your weight. It is, they don't deny you just because, oh, you're fat. We're going to not care for you. They take a Hippocratic oath for a reason. I've never in my career or known anybody during my career that ever denied anybody any treatment they needed because they were obese, unless they like physically couldn't fit in a machine. No, we would do the IVs. They said they had chest pain. We would never just look at someone and go, "Oh, it's because you're fat. Change your diet. Goodbye." No, we still treated it like a serious emergency. Take the heart monitor, check their oxygen and their vitals, do the EKG, do the blood work, check their cardiac enzymes, monitor them, probably admit them for a 24-hour eval. We never denied people care because of their size. So that to me that happens. I'm sure it does, and it's not fair. But it does not happen as often as they say they do, because I worked in the medical field in various aspects for probably 10 or 12 years and I never saw it. So, you know what I mean? If your weight is a hindering factor, then change it. And let me tell you, even if something else is causing your problems, chances are your weight is exacerbating it. So it's not going to hurt you to lose weight.
I think looping back around to like the original video here, there's plenty of things that I would like to do, but I can't because of my weight.
Well, then you must not want to do them that bad if you're not changing. What do you like more? Do you want to do these exciting things, go on the side with your nephew and stuff? What do you want more? Do you want that stuff, or do you want to overeat? Do you want to eat the junk food? Do you want to eat takeout in restaurants all the time as opposed to making good, healthy food for yourself at home? It's all about choices. And it's hard. It sucks. Like, I'm not dogging these people as some skinny chick who just hates fat people. I'm a fat people right now. And I am working hard and struggling to lose weight. I have lost 18 pounds so far this year. Ooh, guys, I can't believe it. And it's hard. And there's been times I've gone to the store and been getting treats or something for my son, and I literally have almost cried. I walked out of the store the one day after having to go through the bakery to get something for something and get some other stuff. And I just couldn't have any of it because I'm very insulin resistant, have severe PCOS, pre diabetic blood sugar levels. But I have problems with sweets and I love sweets and stuff. And some of it's really hard for me. And I like white knuckled it through the store and I went out when I was packing up the car. I started crying because it was just like, physically I wasn't that hungry, but mentally I was like, damn it, this sucks. And I want to be thin. I want to be healthy, but I just want to be able to give in and eat that right now. Like, and then fill in the blank with whatever that happened to be that day. But I didn't. I couldn't. And then I felt better about not doing it. And I've fallen off the wagon and I've had some bad days. I had a pretty bad February. Um, but it all comes down to like, what do I want more? Do I want to be thinner and fitter and healthier, and be a good example for my son? It's I'm not saying that it's easy. It's not, but it can be done, and it depends on how bad you want it.
And I think the most important takeaway here is
The most important takeaway is don't be like you, don't be a victim, do the work, and you'll get the results.
the fact that these are things that I shouldn't be prevented from doing.
Yes, it is because, like I told you, the slide and stuff, that's a safety standard. If they make seats to fit like 700 pound people who aren't going out all that much to begin with, then the seats and everything's going to be too big and too uncomfortable for the majority of people. So you have to make money as a business, and you got to cater to the masses. You worry about the needs of the many versus the needs of the few.
That I shouldn't be able to do. This is very much just this.
You're just being a victim. I'm done with her now. Let's move on to the next one. I'm not going to do Hannah. Hannah makes me absolute bat poop crazy. Um, and generational fat bias. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try this. Great grandmother says it's not ladylike to be heavy set because your grandmother, even though you claim genetic obesity, I'm sure your great grandmother was thin. So for anybody who's not looking at the screen, I'm reading what's on it. Let's see here. Now, it says, great grandmother, you don't want to end up fat and alone, do you? Because I'm sorry. Okay, like, I'm not trying to laugh and be mean, but this is like a newsflash for you. Men don't mind a little bit of curve for the most part. Men like a little cushion for the pushing. I think a lot of like curvier women are good looking and pretty and hot and all that too. Men, I don't like skinny men. I like a little bit of, I like big, strong guys. But for the most part, people do not find actual obesity attractive because it's not healthy. Once you get into morbid obesity, where you start losing the natural shape of human, that's definitely not attractive for most people. At that point, it gets to be where it's like a fetish. And you don't want somebody, I'm not saying fat people deserve to be alone, but you don't want somebody to be with you because you're a fetish, because then they are never going to want to encourage you to get healthy or anything like that, especially if you decide to change. You don't want to be fetishized. Okay, and then she says, grandmother, a moment on the lips, forever on the hips. I remember hearing that. I also remember, do you guys remember that phrase, if you can pinch an inch, lose it? It's probably true. And honestly, this girl in this video is not even like huge. She's not even big by body positivity, fat acceptance standards. But she is overweight. She's probably like me, class 2 obese. Probably needs to lose about 45 or 50 pounds to be in the overweight category. Even 40. She could lose 40 pounds and she'd be a lot healthier. She doesn't have a bad shape. She just has too much weight on her. And then it says, mother, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Ooh, that's another one. Guys, if you know any skinny sayings like that, put them in the comments below. I can't think of any. She covered them all. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. A moment on the lips. Lifetime on the hips. I said that if you can pinch an inch, lose it. I can't think of any more. If you can think of any, throw them in the comments. And she's just making faces. Like, I don't want to hear that. And she says, me, bodies come in all sizes. You are worth simply because you exist. You are worthy simply because you exist. Listen, everybody exists. And yes, bodies do come in all shapes and sizes. Bodies do not naturally come in obese or morbidly obese. Like, nobody comes in like a size XXL beyond. They just don't. People can be really tall, they can be really short, some can be a little bigger boned, most are not. You can be curvy, you can be really thin, but nobody comes in obese or beyond. They just don't. She's just trying to justify her size to her grandmother and stuff. Let's see. Let's look and see. I might do a whole video just on Fat Vegana, Fat Ruzy, on her eating. Everything she eats is vegan, but it's absolutely diabolical. Um, let's check out Gigi Peacher. Let's see what this says.
Oh, girl.
She's answering responding to a for people who aren't watching the screen. She's responding to a comment that says, "Tell me why men get aroused by your body." I do like her multicolored hair though. I stopped coloring my hair bright colors because I didn't want to be associated with the woke crazies, but I do like how it looks. It's kind of like a mermaid thing she has going on.
Greta, you're gonna regret this one. Tell me why men get aroused by your body. Because they're attracted to me, Greta. If someone is booking me, it's because they're attracted to me.
Is she is she like a sex worker? If they're booking her, well, maybe she means for like modeling or anything. Now, I've seen Gigi. She's a pretty girl, but like I said, once you get to a certain size, like her size, like it gets to be more of a fetish. And there's always like, even though I could say most people don't find you attractive, like your body, I'm sure a ton of people would look at her and say she has a pretty face. She is a pretty girl. I think she is. But even no matter how big you are, there is going to be somebody that finds you attractive. Like I said, just once you get to a certain size, you risk it mainly being for a fetish, and you don't want that. You would want somebody who loves you and would want you to be healthy and happy, right? But there's always going to be people that find you attractive. And everybody is deserving of love and affection and happiness and stuff like that, and human basic courtesy and stuff like that. Respect, I generally learn, is earned for the most part, but basic human decency and stuff, yeah, of course. But not everybody, like the majority, do not find morbid obesity attractive.
That's why they're aroused by my body.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that are just gonna like go crazy for her, and that's normal. That's gonna happen.
Because fat people are attractive. Fat people are hot.
That's subjective. That's subjective. Everybody has their opinions and their preferences, and they are allowed to have preferences without shame. Um, but you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I know that. Some people think I'm hideous, and other people think I'm beautiful. That's how it is with life. That's with everybody. You cannot go in life and expecting everybody to think you're attractive and doable and stuff like that. It's not reality. Even some of the most beautiful women in the world, um, other like there are going to be people that say, no, that's she's not my type. She's not my thing. You know what I mean? And you can't really take it personal.
Just because you personally don't find my body or fat bodies attractive doesn't mean that they're not, right?
Well, to that person, they're not, and that's okay. Like I said, Gigi, you'll be somebody's cup of tea.
Right?
Let's look at, I don't know. Let's see. Let's just randomly, let's pick one more. Let me see. Let's go through here. Let's see. Let's. Oh God, I really don't wanna do Hannah. Oh, this one. Okay. Especially since I worked at a doctor's office and a hospital and an ambulance. I love it. This girl annoys me. She's really just very condescending and belittling. And even if she was skinny, she would be insufferable. Okay.
All right, let's have you step up on the scale.
Actually, I would like to decline being weighed today.
And I'm going to tell you. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear that. A giant storm just really started rolling in. I saw a huge crash of lightning in the window, and I just heard a bunch of thunder. So if you guys hear that, I don't know if you can. I'm sorry. That's kind of not, that was kind of came out of nowhere. And I'm going to tell you, as a medical worker, it is always medically necessary to weigh you at the hospital or at the doctor's office. Um, Like, what if you just suddenly gain 20 pounds and you really haven't changed any of your habits? You might have a tumor growing or something. You might be retaining water. You might have CHF. Same if you lose a lot of weight, like, and you haven't changed your habits really. It, they need to be able to go back and look through your chart, look through your record, and go, oh, okay, they were weight stable, weight stable, weight stable all this time. Their weight usually is from this to this, and they will be able to notice something different. So, this whole don't weigh me at the doctor's bull crap, I'm trying not to swear because YouTube will slap me on the wrist and stick me in the corner. It's BS. You always need to be weighed at the doctor. If you don't want to let the doctor do their job, don't go to the freaking doctor.
No. Must have BMI.
And I've never actually looked at somebody's BMI on a chart. I never saw a doctor look at somebody's BMI. For the most part, they can just look at your number and know that you're overweight. I mean, they don't even need your number. They can look at you with their functioning eyeballs and say you're overweight. It's necessary. Like I said, even if you're not getting medication at that time, it's for consistency's sake to be able to look back through your record and because your medical the information it's not just significant what's going on that day. Looking at your history and the general nature of your health and your weight and everything like that, that's all part of getting the assessment done and looking at the big picture and figuring out what could be going on with you. Ugh.
If the doctor concludes that weighing me is medically necessary
It is.
in order to prescribe
Even if he's not prescribing you a medicine, it is.
medication, you can do so once my appointment has concluded
You do not tell me how to do my job.
and the appropriate treatment type has already been established. Otherwise, I do not consent to being weighed today.
Well, then you can just not consent to leave because you are not letting me do my job appropriately.
Okay. And if the doctor does conclude that weighing me is medically necessary, I would also like to request that my weight be communicated by number on my chart and not by BMI or weight class.
And again, they cannot tell people how to record and denote information in their medical chart. Each doctor, each hospital, they have a practice, and you go by what is required. It's legally required that they have certain information on patients.
And I would prefer that that number not be communicated to me in any way over the...
Well, guess what? And then that's making more work for the medical people because, like, they're busy. They've got a million things going on. And then you want them to remember when they print out your chart to go through it, look for any place that your weight might be denoted on it and black it out for you. They don't have time for that. Okay, this all comes down to them wanting special attention and wanting to be catered to. And let me tell you something. Not one of these people, like this broad, is not body positive and confident in her weight or happy with her weight or her body. Because if she was, and same with the other people who complain about this getting weighed and seeing the number. I want to be weighed backwards and I can't look at the number. If they were so confident, they would not give a crap about seeing that number. I've said it before. They wouldn't care about what that number was. They would want to see it. They would say, in fact, let me see it. Ooh, did it go up? My God, I'm proud of that. Look it, I went from 220 to 230. Yay me. I own that. They would own that number. They don't because secretly they freaking hate being fat, but they just don't want to do the work. They are too unmotivated, too lazy, lack any self-discipline to do it.
The course of my visit, and that includes on my end of appointment paperwork.
Like I said, they don't have time to go through your stuff. You know, they've got probably 20 other people in the waiting room and in rooms This all just comes down to you want to be special, woo woo, and you're not. Sorry, you're not.
If your doctor specifically asks why you've made these requests, simply say this: I found that focusing on weight is more detrimental to my health and I'm no longer weighing myself. I'd like to continue this approach in the doctor's office as we focus on health independent of weight.
You cannot focus on your health completely independent of your weight unless you are already at a healthy weight. And if that is the case and you're still having problems like high blood sugar, diabetes, high triglycerides, stuff like that, then you need to still have an approach towards your health with dietary changes. Skinny people sometimes do have to make dietary changes too. But if you are her size, you cannot focus on weight independent or health independent of your weight, because your weight directly affects your health. Just like being underweight affects your health in negative ways, just the same being overweight does. These people make it. I can't even talk. I get so frustrated with these freaking morons. And I'm sorry to call them a moron. She's acting in a moronic manner. Okay, I'm going to end it here, guys, because I'm starting to get really heated. I got to work on a couple other things. Hope you liked the video. Like and subscribe and comment down below what you think about anything that's going on. Like I said, I am working on another What I Eat in a Day video. I have my tarot series going, which those are short videos and stuff. It's longer to prepare for that than it is to actually make those videos. I thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye.